Blessed be, hello, and welcome all of my Practical Tarot Tutor fans, is what I want to say, but this is really more about, hey, hello, is anybody out there? I'm alive. If you're wondering where I am, what's been going on, where did I go, what happened to that channel, and what I'm up to now, stick around. And for this, I will take off my glasses because I wasn't wearing glasses when I was making Practical Tarot Tutor. I was also rocking a goatee, but again, I was 28. I'm pushing 40 now, so we'll just get as close as we can. Can't really turn back the clock that much. So in this video, I am saying hello to all of you out there who have been Practical Tarot Tutor fans, who have been studying all of my videos, and also I want to talk about that channel, what happened to that channel, why I can't get back in, why I will never be able to fix the Hierophant and Emperor video repeats, and I'm sorry, but I'd also like to invite you to come and follow me here on Son of Selene, and on my other channel, Integrative Mysticism, so that we can continue to engage, we can continue to talk, and also I can continue to provide whatever content you're looking for, because guess what? I'm still teaching about tarot. In fact, over on Integrative Mysticism, I've got a wealth of videos all about different spreads, how to do timing, all of that good stuff. And here, I've even created a special playlist. It was a little project that I did at the end of 2023, beginning of 2024, where I was giving interpretations of the major arcana upright and reverse with the purposes of having sort of a daily shuffle playlist for people who would like to set an intention, ask a question, or just see what the energy of their day was going to be. And you can find that by navigating my playlist list here on this channel. So I'm still here, I'm alive and kicking, but I do kind of feel like I've spent a good amount of years here kind of out to sea in amidst a typhoon that has been a lot of the weird cultural stuff going on in the tarot, astrology, and online spiritual world, you know, going back to probably about 2015. And I've brought it up before for other people, but I wanted to reach out to my Practical Tarot Tutor people in particular, because you guys, well, especially those of you who remember me, know me from the very, very beginning of my foray into the online world. And for those of you who don't know what Practical Tarot Tutor is, at the very end of 2012, beginning of 2013, excuse me, when I was still working a regular day job and I was waiting tables, I was also recording my Practical Tarot Tutor videos where I was just giving instructions on how to read and interpret the cards upright and reversed for various contexts and situations. And I did all 78 cards, and I would record them in different locations that I thought were thematic in accordance with the suit and all of that. You know, we did a blueberry field for pentacles. I don't know why I thought to do this, but I did the bar next door to where I worked, the other bar, for cups, and you could definitely hear it's noisy because all of those videos were recorded like at the very end of 2012, like December 2012. And then I also did, say, for instance, the major arcana in front of my altar and all of this kind of stuff. So there was a lot of moving around, a lot of moving parts with that. But Practical Tarot Tutor is a part of the very beginnings of my career online. And so it's kind of interesting to reach back and try to reach out to people who I see have been looking for me. Somebody reached out very recently and just kind of said, hey, you're Practical Tarot Tutor. What's going on with that channel? Where have you been? How have you been? And I'm like, girl, where do you want me to start? Where do you want me to start? And so, yeah, let's start with kind of talking about the journey here and what you can expect for if you do decide to follow me here on Son of Selene, which is something that evolved out of Scarlet Moon. I changed the name a few years back, and what you can expect out of Integrative Mysticism. So this channel here is where I do all of my weekly tarot and weekly astrology and monthly astrology forecasts. And I also do, big astrology updates and things like that for everybody. So, there's plenty of tarot here for you. And if you are learning tarot still, and maybe you only discovered Practical Tarot Tutor recently, you'll notice by the way that I read, which is, again, very old school, which is apparently a rarity. I didn't expect the modern New Age typhoon to kind of put the world in a place where old school is almost erased or overwritten. And it's actually been kind of difficult for me in a lot of cases. It's getting better now, but it was really, really hard between 2017 and probably 2022, because that's really where a lot of the sort of geopolitics, pseudotherapy stuff, and the pop psychology stuff really started going crazy. And a lot of the, people who are just making these sort of fake, traumatized, ignorant love guru videos, really pushing out, the vampiric, he wants you, he can't stop thinking about you kind of stuff. And it's been interesting to kind of like stand on my own space away from all of that, because as time progressed, now I'm kind of witnessing people who just honestly don't remember or even know old school. What is old school, or the understanding of old school, which is kind of ironic in my opinion, because a lot of people who really got into this stuff are extremely politically conservative, and yet they kind of chose to be extremely modern focused in their philosophy about their use of spiritual work and tarot and astrology. Anyway, I'm going to get in trouble for saying that with somebody. Good. Bring it. The funny thing is, it's not been easy. And I think that the tide is kind of like, a lot of people are like, look, we want old school, please bring it back. But for a long time, it wasn't the case. And I know as Practical Tarot Tutor people, you're going to get a lot out of that, especially when you're watching readings happen in action. I also, again, for those of you who are interested in astrology, do astrology old school, and you can learn a lot about astrology just by, getting old school horoscopes and old school readings there too, so that's good. If you are interested in getting a personal reading with me, I do have personal readings available as well on my website, integrativemysticism.com, and I'm going to leave a handful of links in the down bar below and in a pinned comment for you. But I do personal readings. I wasn't doing personal readings when I made Practical Tarot Tutor because I was still working a full-time job, and I hadn't even really gotten Scarlet Moon at the time off the ground. So, it wasn't until I got, into 2013 proper that I was really actually doing anything commercially. So a lot of people, watching Practical Tarot Tutor, I saw when I went back and visited some of the old videos, which did make me cringe a little bit because, again, of the noise, my goatee, which I've got a love-hate relationship with looking back on, and all of that, or the fact that I am like a lot lighter skinned now than I was back then. That was a healthy tan. I looking back, I saw a lot of comments where, people are like, where can I get a reading from you? I want to get a reading from you. And back then I wasn't doing readings, because of my work, my job, my day job. Fast forward to now, and I went from being one of the first, couple dozen people to do tarot and astrology on YouTube, but wasn't really doing readings in the beginning, to one of 150 kabillion people, but one of the last to still do personal readings. And I'm not going to give up doing personal readings because I like doing personal readings, and I don't think it's ethical to just put yourself out there as a spectacle. Anyway, the thing, though, that I wanted to say was, if you want the short of it, when it comes to Practical Tarot Tutor, I can't get back in and fix anything on it. I can't go back and, re-upload content on it. Honestly, that account got locked and demonetized, almost 8 years ago, so I haven't even been really making any money off of it. And it got locked and demonetized because of a couple of factors. One, I was actually in the middle of changing emails because of a phishing hacking thing that was going on back in 2017. And so I was trying to change all my emails around, and, YouTube and Google were going through a lot of their kind of weird changeover stuff. And I ended up getting locked out, and I lost the password and the old email, because Practical Tarot Tutor was created during a time when you didn't have to have a Gmail account to make a YouTube, right? It was all very, very different. This was back in the Wild West days of YouTube when I made Practical Tarot Tutor. And that was also when I was doing like the Seattle Soothsayers kind of stuff. And so I ended up losing the account itself, and neither Google nor YouTube has been able to actually help me get it back. And it's been 8 years, and so I've just kind of given up on it. And like I said, I'm not making any money on it. It's just there. It's a relic. It's just kind of a statue in the park as far as things are concerned now. Some folks were asking me if I wanted to come back and redo a practical tarot tutor style project again. And the answer is I would love to. I would love to come back to that, but time is money and time is a thing, when it comes to being able to work that kind of thing out. By the way, to the person who did ask if I had like a Cash App or somewhere where they could make a donation, yes, I'm going to provide that in the down bar below, and that's very, very sweet of you. Again, that channel has been demonetized for 8 years, and so if somebody wants to give a little thanks, because YouTube's running ads, but I'm not making any money, I'm going to say go right ahead. I'll leave a Cash App in the down bar below. Help me maybe move to a place where there aren't so many trains going by. That would be fantastic. But will I return to doing a Practical Tarot Tutor project in the future? The answer is if I can. If I have the time and the money, I can and will. Because I do think that considering, not only the quality of those videos, I know I could do better, but also at the same time, there's definitely a push, and a need and a demand now for getting back to old school, not losing old school in the modernity of the New Age movement and a lot of the ways tarot, astrology, and the modern spiritual movement has come down, and I've even noticed that, even with my own clients and followers, it's like they don't trust a lot of the more modern spiritual awakening oriented kind of stuff anymore. They're kind of like, where is, I need the old school. I need something, that's, well, still in alignment with the old ways. I don't even know if I would have actually made it starting this kind of work or business now. I was talking to somebody about that, a client of mine. I think there was something magical about back then. I think there was something right about back then. And I think there was also something right about the way we were getting on. And so I want to connect with the people that were there to help me and invite you to join the people that are helping me now. And let's all get together. And I would love to get some inspiration on different videos, different ideas, things that you would like to talk about, and know how you're doing too. And for the usurpers out there who maybe feel a tad guilty that you took Practical Tarot Tutor and turned yourself into a money magnet attention whore with what I put out there, maybe you should hit up my Cash App and pay me a royalty fee, because you probably owe me some karma, because I never intended my work to support anything like that. But I want to see my Practical Tarot Tutor people again, and I would love to see how you guys are all doing. How did your tarot practice go? How did your journey evolve? Do any of you maybe want to connect? I think it would be great to even sometime, maybe talk about, all right, what did you do with what you learned with tarot? Did you stay in the old school? Did you find a different path? What was going on for you there? I'd love to see how everyone is doing and how it served and if you're still doing it at all. And again, welcome you to subscribe to this channel and to Integrative Mysticism, because I do miss those days. And my 2025 mission statement has, been made pretty solid and pretty clear to everyone who's with me here now on Son of Selene and Integrative Mysticism. It's all about my people. I hope you guys are all doing very, very well. Again, I want to let you know I'm still here, alive and kicking, and, just a bit older and more tired, and maybe, a little lighter skinned, because back then I was getting out into the sun a lot more. But I hope to hear from you all, and I just want to say thank you for all of your love and support and your utilization of Practical Tarot Tutor and the content that I put out there. I don't think I would have gotten anywhere if it weren't for you guys and, again, your love and curiosity. I hope you're all doing very well, my Practical Tarot Tutor people. I look back on those days with a lot of fondness, and a lot of you with gratitude. I hope you're all doing great, and I hope to see you soon. I hope you're all doing very well, my Practical Tarot Tutor people. I look back on those days with a lot of fondness and a lot of you with gratitude. I hope you're all doing great, and I hope to see you soon.